Welcome to Up Close and Personal. My name's Fabienne. Today we've got here with us Ollie Henry. Ollie Henry is 22 years old and he's from Hollyport and a singer-songwriter. How are you today?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. So we're just going to jump straight into the interview because we want everyone to know a bit more about you. So what actually got you into music?
So I've always sort of been into sort of creative things. So I did drama from like a very young age. And then from there sort of did musical theatre classes, stuff like that. So got into singing through that.
Yeah.
And then as I sort of got older, I just decided that the music side of things is more where my passion lies. So yeah, just sort of decided to pursue music from that really, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So what kind of genre are you going for at the moment?
So I'd say my music is pop genre
Yeah.
really, because I take sort of influences from quite a few different things. So I feel like there's a few different genres that kind of merge it into what it is.
Yeah.
And sort of over the last year, I've kind of been trying to find my niche and my sound a bit more anyway. So it's all a bit varied at the moment, but there is stuff that will be coming out that's all fairly similar. So yeah, I'd just say it's sort of pop, acoustic pop stuff for now, yeah.
What artists have influenced you in finding your sound?
I mean, I listen to so many different genres and I do take in things from different people. So there's a country singer called Luke Combs that I really like at the moment. And he's definitely influenced my songwriting process, the way I write lyrics and what I'm trying to say in my songs. So in terms of the production of songs and the sort of direction I want to go in sonically would be a guy called Lauv. He's sort of an electronic pop artist. He's, I think his music is really great. His album that was on Spotify, I just sort of fell in love with majority of the songs on there, and I definitely want to kind of take my music in that sort of direction. Yeah, songwriting wise, Ed Sheeran as well is definitely a huge influence for me. Yeah, I mean, I've loved his music since he sort of became prevalent on the music scene. And since then, yeah, just been listening to all the stuff he does. I think his sort of lyric writing is great as well. And he's now even taken the more electronic side of stuff as well. So those are sort of the three main ones that I've been taking influence from anyway, yeah.
Ed Sheeran's a good one as well because I feel like he is trying to expand into different genres anyway. So, and he's like made such like a global success out of it. So what projects are you currently working on?
So at the moment it's all just sort of building up for different single releases. A single coming out this month called Suitcase. And all the music and everything it was done for it quite a while back, but now it's just sort of looking at all the promo stuff and like release strategies and all the sort of behind the scenes businessy side of stuff. So yeah, there's a few singles that we've got completed now that will hopefully be coming out throughout the course of this year. So yeah, that's sort of all I'm working on at the moment. Getting some gigs here and there as well, but it's more the behind the scenes stuff and the recording and the writing stuff at the moment, yeah.
It's exciting though.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing you've got kind of a team behind you helping you with that.
Yeah.
But you're doing this without any support of a label at the moment.
Yeah.
How are you finding it being an independent artist?
Do you know what? I quite like it, to be honest, because you don't have anybody else to rely on.
Yeah.
I think for me, even through school and things like that, I've always been that kind of person that if nobody's taking leadership, then I will just step up and be like, right, let's just do it.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that, I mean, I'm working with a regular producer once a month at the moment, so he's sort of part of the team there. And also there's a guy that I'm regularly sort of going out and taking photos with and things like that. But other than that, it's all just down to me, really.
You do want to sign with a label. Would you go down the major route or independent?
We've done a lot of, when I used to study music at uni last year, there was sort of a number of lectures we had, and there was a guy in the business module that we did that was just sort of saying, be careful when you get these offers through and things, because the thing is with these contracts, you just never know what's in the small print really, and you really need to be careful with what you're signing up to. And I think the good thing about these independent labels is that a lot of them are in it for your sort of your best interests and things like that, and you sort of want to grow together, I think, whereas obviously these major record labels, I mean, the impression that I've got from the sort of research I've done is that they're just looking for somebody who's already got a following behind them and already sort of making it on their own as it is, and then they just want to monetize that and sort of build their profile while sort of making good money as well. So that's the thing, yeah. But I mean, I'm always open. If anything did crop up, I'd definitely love to sort of have a look at it, because it is a great way of sort of quick exposure and a way to sort of put yourself out there. But yeah, for now I'm quite happy just sort of doing my own thing.
Yeah,
I think.
just being on your own for now. Yeah. No, that's good. It's good that you seem like you have an open mind about it all. So you've said kind of like the things you enjoy about being kind of independent, DIY. What do you think is like the biggest struggle?
I think the main one for me is the sort of perseverance and the confidence side of things. So a lot of people will say to you, a lot of people have said to me, are you sure this is the route you want to go down with your life? Like, do you not want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, or whatever? And I just think at the end of the day, you need to have that determination and that perseverance to think, actually, it doesn't matter what these people are saying. If this is my dream, this is what I want to do, then I'm just going to do it. And I think that ties in well with the sort of confidence side of stuff. Is you're always going to have people that don't like what you do, or they're always going to be somebody that has criticisms and things like that. But I think the main thing for me is rather than shutting it down and thinking, they've said this, that means they're right, or they may be right, they may be wrong, but it's all subjective opinion, of course. But I think the main thing is just to not give up when you do get these setbacks, and maybe there's a couple of weeks you don't feel motivated, or you feel like you're not good enough, whether it's songwriting wise or vocal wise or whatever it may be. But I think the main thing for me was definitely confidence and perseverance, just trying to build both of them and then make sure I can sustain it really.
I think that's what people don't really consider, like the motivation side, because you don't have these people, like you said, like kind of in your ear, like pushing you for like a deadline or something. You'll have to do that yourself. So I think people don't really consider that when going down the DIY route, but you're happy with it now, so that's good. No, that's good. So I've listened to some of your songs, and I seem like quite like an often theme is with kind of like heartbreak, love, like relationships. Do you think it's important as an artist to kind of open yourself up to talk about these things? I think definitely for me, the sort of music I write and when I write music and when I perform my music, it's a form of like emotional release for me, to be honest. A lot of the stuff I write about is all based on personal experiences, if not directly related to experiences, or perhaps somebody else has told me a story. For example, Suitcase isn't my experience, somebody else that they've spoken to me about, and I found the story really interesting and said, could I sort of write a song about this, if that's all right? But then I find that when it came to the writing process, a lot of my emotions and things like that did influence the music there as well. It's definitely a great form of release. I mean, if I'm ever upset or angry or whatever, if I just sit down at the piano for half an hour, sing a few songs, have a little practice, you do feel a lot calmer afterwards, and you definitely feel a lot better. I think for me as well, there's a lot of people that say, you've got to be tough and all this sort of thing. And to be fair, on social media and things like that, things are starting to change where men are now speaking up. But I think for me, it's a way of saying to people, actually, we do have these feelings as well. And we're not just big tough guys. I definitely feel like my songs and songwriting just in general, is a great way of just conveying that emotion to people, really. It's like a form of therapy, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely treat it
like writing in a diary or something.
Yeah.
But in that same sense, you're talking about really personal experiences, so you're putting yourself out there and like quite vulnerably. Did you find that hard to initially do?
I think at first, I mean, I didn't really start songwriting until I was about 15. Even though I've always sort of sung and performed and things like that, it's always just been cover stuff. But when it came to sort of writing my first song, I did realise it was quite sort of depressing lyrically and things like that. And I did think, actually, is this the right sort of route to go down? Am I comfortable sharing how I feel about this sort of thing, whether it be breakups or anything really? But as you said, a lot of my stuff is all just based on romance and
that
stuff
is
like
pop,
that.
like that.
I mean, that's the thing, and it works for me, and I feel like I can always write about that because I'm always feeling these certain things, whether I am happy about a certain relationship or sad about a certain breakup or whatever it may be. But definitely at first I was very reluctant to sort of share stuff with people. But now I feel like I've kind of got to that stage where I'm quite proud of where I've sort of been the last few years and what I've done, especially since like deciding to study music at uni and things like that as well. I definitely feel like now I'm happy just to kind of share it and just say to people, you know what, I am feeling this way and I'm happy to share that with you. So definitely at first I was nervous and scared about being so open, but I think now it's sort of part of who I am, and if I wasn't able to do that, then I probably wouldn't be songwriting, probably wouldn't be performing as often, definitely. So, and
it is relatable. It's relatable for listeners to be able to listen to this sort of stuff. You said about doing a university course. Did you feel like that expanded your songwriting skills?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we did various modules when we were there, and the great thing about my course was that it was so diverse. So we did like production stuff, we did business stuff, performance skills, but the one I actually enjoyed the most, definitely in first year, was the songwriting module that we had. You look at all these different techniques and ways of songwriting, and for some people it works having a structure, for some people it doesn't. I would just sit down at the piano and somehow a song would just create itself, really. But definitely learning all the tools for songwriting and like all the different techniques and things you can do to try and structure a song, that's definitely helped me.
That's good, because a lot of people, especially in like kind of the creative industry, so whether it's, you know, music, TV, a lot of people don't feel like degrees will help towards that. But I disagree with that personally, and I'm guessing so.
Definitely. I think definitely studying music was the best thing for me, because even if you end up doing a music degree and you don't follow music after that, you've got all these skills that you've learned, people skills, performance skills, so you can get up in front of a crowd and talk or sing. It's got so many transferable skills that you can actually take from that and apply to any other job, really, I think. So definitely. Even if things go bad and I don't end up pursuing music, then there's still other things I can do with it.
You spoke before about kind of males not being able to talk about their mental health the way they are. Do you think at some point you want to kind of go to like talk about that in your lyrics?
I am trying to sort of dive away from the sort of love and romance and things like that, just to sort of give a bit more variety, to be honest. But definitely there's a lot of sort of world topics that definitely need to be discussed, and I think mental health is a huge one, especially in recent years where it's becoming more prevalent and people talk about things more. I think mental health is such an important thing, so I'd love to kind of one day either write a song, or it may even be like a podcast or something like that, and just open up and talk about my experiences, and then hopefully people will be able to relate to that and think, well, actually, I need to look after my mental health more, or I need to talk to somebody about something to get it off their chest, because at the end of the day, the worst thing you can do is bottle it all up.
And like, especially in the music industry, like mental health is such a big thing with an artist, managers, all of it, like an all round, like, because it's such an intense industry. Like how you said, it's kind of like a form of therapy when you talk about your heartbreak. It could be good for you, like writing it all down. So no, that I feel like there's definitely been an expansion in that, like in music the past year or two, talking about mental health, which is really good to see. I think, like, I think that's amazing. So talking about gigs, so what do you have anything planned for 2020 exciting coming up?
Not at the moment, no. I mean, I'd love to get stuff booked in. At the moment, the gigs I am doing, it's all jazz related stuff, so as well as all my original music, I also on the side sort of do like the Sinatra, Bublé, Tony Bennett, all stuff like that. And at the moment, that's the sort of gig route that I'm pursuing, just because with my original music I haven't released a lot of stuff. Although I've written stuff and I've got stuff ready to go, I'd rather sort of showcase all of that when it's out there for people to follow up and listen to afterwards. The plan, 2020, I'd love to sort of get as many gigs booked in as possible, original sets and things like that, because I've done a few in the past, and it's been great fun and always had a good response from people, which is the main thing. Exactly. I'd love to sort of book some more gigs in if I can, but definitely for now it's more the writing and recording side of stuff.
Because you said earlier in the interview about your kind of strategic approach to your upcoming album, Suitcase, is it?
Yes. It's a single release. I never thought it would change into what it has, because whenever I write my original music, it's just me sat at the piano. So a lot of the time I envision my songs to be piano and vocal based with maybe guitars, bass, drums, things like that. But working with a producer in the studio the last few years, it's just amazing how much you can transform all your songs. I'm taking a bit of a sonic journey where I'm just trying to experiment with different styles, different electronic sounds, different organic sounds. And yeah, with Suitcase we've definitely done that. It's something I never thought would come of the song, but now I actually prefer listening to the original rather than just me singing it with the piano. When you do strip it back, in my opinion, it's still a good song to listen to.
If you'd say your album kind of had like a theme, what would the theme of your album be?
Well, this is an album, I'm still preparing for that sort of thing at the moment. But ideally, yeah, it's all sort of gonna be based around good and bad sides of love and relationships, to be honest, because that is something I feel like everybody can relate to at one point in their life or another. And definitely with Suitcase, it's about heartbreak and things like that, and my first single, Distance, that was about a breakup as well. So I'd love to sort of get a few songs that are happier and a bit more upbeat in an album, just to show the sort of journey that my emotions have been on, I guess, really, especially over the last sort of year or so. And yeah, I can't wait to get something like that completed. But yeah, at the moment it's all just sort of single focuses really. But yeah, eventually I'd like to showcase something that is just me really, I think, in a nutshell.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's really good. Is that going to be released on, so what streaming platform, sorry?
It'll be on all of them. So Suitcase will be Spotify, Apple Music, there's other places called like Audio Mac, Reverb Nation, iTunes, all things like that. It's hopefully all digital platforms.
That's good though, get it everywhere so everyone can hear.
Definitely.
So thank you for coming for our interview today. Where can everyone find you on social media?
So on social media I'm under Ollie Henry Music, so my website is olliehenrymusic.com, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, all Ollie Henry Music as well. So yeah, hopefully quite easy.
Let's go follow. Thank you. We hope you enjoyed yourself today, and tune in for next week.